Hello everybody, this is your boy, the Almighty Green Talons, coming at you today, because today is week 1, preseason number 1, the Philadelphia Eagles against the Baltimore Ravens. Now, before I get right into it, please comment, like, share, subscribe, notification bell on top, give me the thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up, and as always, comment after the video is complete to let me know what you think about this video segment, and don't forget to hit the notification bell on top of the video before you view it. Now let's get right into it. Okay, this is what we all been waiting for. Regular season ain't far behind. We got preseason getting ready to get started. The Eagles play the Baltimore Ravens today, and next week they play the Cleveland Browns just to kick it off. But we're here to talk about the Baltimore Ravens game. Eagles at Baltimore, so it's a road game. We on the road, and it's gonna be a testy environment. We always know when it's on the road, it's always a testy environment, depending on where you're heading. We all know that there are some stadiums out there that are way rowdier than most, but none of them come as rowdy as the Philadelphia Eagles. We Eagle fan base are the rowdiest, and we stay rowdy. That's how we do it. That's how it's going to be done, and that's how it can be taken, and there's no exceptions. But we get to see some players on the field. I don't think the starter's going to start. I don't expect Hurts to play. I don't expect the entire offensive line to play. I don't expect none of the other defenders to play. Linebackers, safeties, none of those guys. These could be mostly second and third string players who are trying to make the team, because we all know between now and in the last preseason game, teams gonna have to get under 90, because it's currently 80 players on the roster. But between now and the next 2 games of the preseason mark, we got to get down to 53 men. So that means that here's where the impression comes to be. Now, will we see Jordan Davis play in this game? That's a possibility. Will we see Nolan Smith play? That's a possibility. Or will we see Jaden Carter play? That's a possibility. We don't know these things until the list comes out where it says who's gonna start in a certain amount of series to play. Because we all know that most starters play on the one series, and then after the series, they're done for the rest of the game. We don't expect them to play in the week 2 preseason game in the last preseason game, because, like I said, players got to impress. We talking about the rookies. We talking about undrafted free agents. We talking about free agents, signings. These 3 level of guys gonna have to get on the field and play the best ball they can. Now, there are some players out there who have made the roster. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys have already started. They're like Blankenship. They said Blankenship has taken over one safety spot. Now the other safety spot is wide open. The question is, who's gonna start there? Would it be Safety Brown? Would it be that boy Terrell from Pittsburgh? Would it be some of the other guys they brought in? You know what I'm saying? We don't know none of this. We know there's one safety spot locked up. You got 3 or 4 other guys competing for the last and final safety spot, because we don't know how many players that they're going to keep on the roster when these 3 games are over and done with. We don't know that. All I'm saying that we are expected to keep up to 6 wide receivers, and only 4 I'm probably going to be on wide receiver 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then if there are 2 other wide receivers, they probably going to want to be in backup duty or might do special teams. The same could be said for the DB positions as well. You got left cornerback, right cornerback already sealed up by James Blackberry and now then Slade Jr. Those 2 cornerback positions are already solidified. It's the 2 guys that got to play after them in case there be any injuries happening in the preseason games. Will there be any guys to back those guys up in case they get injured in the regular season? We don't know none of this. So there's a lot of positions that's not solidified. The only position that we don't have a problem with is the defensive line, because we got one of the best defensive lines in the game. Number 1 overall. You know what I'm saying? Because we got rookies, we got first and second year players who are also trying to make the roster. Some of them can get cut. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So when you got to talk about the defensive line, it's the linebackers and the defensive backs that's the most concern. We don't have a certified linebacker core yet. We talked about Christian Ellis, who's making an impact. You know what I'm saying? Then we got what's the boy name? Not Nolan Smith, cause he gonna be the outside edge rusher, but they talk about using him also as an off the ball linebacker, which means he won't be up in the line. He gonna be in the back, backing up. Be in the back in case there is some position they need to be taken out, like if the middle linebacker goes out, then the off ball linebacker is not gonna be on the line. He's gonna be on the outside of the perimeter of the line, which means you got to guard that. That's called off-ball linebacker. Which means you're playing off the line, you're playing off the ball. That means you have to read and react to the ball and where it's going to go. Is it going to come your way? If it comes your way, then you make that tackle. That's why they call it off-ball linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not on the line where the defenders are. You're doing back duty behind the line. That's what off-ball linebacker is. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, like I said, the linebacking unit, that's a question mark. Other than the Kobe Dean who went out with an injury earlier this week, came back. I think he came back yesterday during practice, and they say he did really well. So, but his duties were limited at that time. But will he play today? Because he's the one that wears the dot, the green dot on his head. He's the one that's gonna make the plays on the field, getting players in position to make plays. All three levels of the defense, the defensive line, linebackers, safeties, and DBs out spread wide. That's what it's gonna come down to. Can the Kobe Dean make the correct calls against the right play that opposing offenses are going to call? There's a lot to be said and talked about in this game. I mean, there is a lot. Because we don't know who our linebackers are going to be other than the Kobe Dean and Christian Ellis. We don't know who our DBs are going to be other than Slay and Blackberry. And Avonte Maddox has the nickel corner locked up. The Eagles need another nickel corner, another nickel cornerback safety. The Eagles need a safety to go opposite Blankenship. Like I said, those are the question mark, because if we don't solidify those positions before week 1, there will be issues against the New England Patriots, who are probably going to pass the ball in this game coming up week 1. That's our week 1 opponent. We gotta go to New England. We ain't gotta come to Philly. We gotta go to New England and play. So that's where the situation is going to begin as far as who plays and who doesn't play. Because, like I said, you got 3 preseason games, 2 more to go after today, and then they got to decide from the 80-man roster and break down to 53, which means you are cutting approximately 27 players. 27 players going to have to be cut off this roster to get it back down to 53. 27 players. That's a lot. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that is extremely a lot. It got to be broken down, because the coaches got to decide who best fit the roster, who best fit the plays, who best fits the game. That's what it comes down to. This game tonight is gonna be the deciding factor of who is who. That's why they call it preseason game, because if you think about it, to me, the preseason games, I consider the preseason games judgment games. And let me tell you, let me explain when I say judgment games. That means that you have to prove yourself on the football field. That's what it means. Each game you gotta take serious. You can't go out there and bull crap around, miss tackles, miss plays, miss interceptions that comes your way. You gotta go out there and make the play when the play is called. That's what it comes down to. That's why I call them judgment games. Because each player, offense, defense, special teams, gotta make the right plays when the right calls presents itself. If it doesn't happen, if it doesn't go your way, that means you got to come out and then someone got to come in your place to see if they can do better. So on the field, on the football field, you got to do the best that you can to make the coaches understand that you want to be here, you want to play, you want to be on the field, you want to make the tackle, you want to do what needs to be done to help this team win games. That's what it comes down to it. Every Eagle fan knows this. I ain't got to sit up here and rewind myself like a broken record or like a record with a skip. I ain't got to do all that. They already know. I know. Cause I've been I've been an Eagle fan for 43 years. This marked the 43rd year. So that should give you some situations right there how serious I am about the Philadelphia Eagles, because we are the Super Bowl champions and the only remaining Super Bowl champion in the NFC East. Tampa Bay still holds the record to win the Super Bowl in the entire the last NFC team to win the Super Bowl was Tampa Bay. But before them, it was us. We are the only team that won a Super Bowl in the NFC East, and that still stands to this day. The Cowboys didn't win the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, they didn't even expect a division round. New York Giants went to playoff for the first time in 10 or 12 years, and the Washington Redskins ain't been to playoff in the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And Washington, reason why they made the playoffs that following year because Carson Wentz kept messing up. He didn't know what was going on. So 2020 was the last time the Washington Redskins been to the playoffs, and they got knocked out of the wild card run. You know what I'm saying? It had been no more. It had been nowhere since. So if you look at the entire NFC East division, the Eagles still dominates. And the record, and I forgot the record. The record's 100. It's 100 and some victories, 70 some losses. I think 8 or 9 ties. That's the overall playoff record as far as the last team that's been to the NFC, been to the playoffs, and been the Philadelphia Eagles. We dominated the 2000s. The Washington Redskins and the Giants had the 80s. Cowboys had the 90s. The Eagles got the 2000s. We dominated the 2000s as far as playoff appearances, victories, and losses, and ties. We own that record. So I really didn't mean to get off subject, but I'm just trying to make a point of as far as what everything stands for as players concerned, because the players got to make it hard for the coaches to make the decision to see who stays, who goes. That's what it comes down to. That's why watching this playoff game tonight is very important for us, because we need to see who's on the field. We need to see who's doing what, and do we need to decide who stays and who goes. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. And man, I am so thrilled that football is back, because basketball has now come and gone. You know what I'm saying? The baseball just started a few months ago, and basketball will return in the next 3 months, October, November. You know what I'm saying? So they got 3 months going, and they'll be back. And then baseball comes to an end in September, which is next month. Baseball comes to an end. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean baseball. I mean baseball started earlier in the year, but it comes to an end in September, which is next month. So it's kind of like around the way in the days as what comes and what goes, because we all know football dominates the germ of sports. It's football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. Because the reason why I say hockey, because not too many hockey fans in different parts of the country. It's only a few, but not many. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the only hockey fan that you guys probably know. But any other part of the country, part of southern states, I don't know either. But I know here it's me, for I know. So that's why for every season there's hockey. Hockey starts in November. Hockey starts in November. You know what I'm saying? So Every year when it's cold, when hockey begins. Hockey it begins in the winter and in the spring. That's how hockey works. Basketball starts in the fall, ends in the summer. Football starts in the summer, ends in the winter. Baseball starts in the spring, ends in the fall. So there is all the weather by weather teams and where all sport plays. But man, I am so glad football is back, and I can't wait for the game to come on, so I can watch my team play and get excited and get ready for the NFL to get started. And I am the Almighty One. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give me the thumbs up. And I am out. And I will do another video when the game comes to an end. And I will make a decision. And well, not make a decision, but give my point of views about certain players and what needs to be done. And I'll let you guys know when the game is done. I'm out of here. Peace.